So got the Wolverine back to the shop. Got a little bit of damage down there in the floor where, little water damage down in the bottom corner. We're gonna try to fix that. Try to get it to set back up. But the inside, I'm gonna go in here and clean it. I'm gonna try to get all the windows to work and mess around with some of that stuff. I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna pull everything out, clean it inside here. Actually, I'm gonna see if this vacuum works that was in here. And if it works, I'm gonna vacuum this whole thing out with this vacuum. And this vacuum isn't as old as this camper, I can tell you that. I'm gonna be doing some giveaways again. Anybody looking for a giveaway? I've got some Hershey's Coca here, some Pam, and this is probably still good. It's probably so old it don't even have a date. Got some salt, Worcestershire sauce. We're going camping. We're getting ready for the big, ooh, some raisins. All these raisins probably are good. They still feel a little soft. Probably because it's 105 degrees in here right now. Jello. Anyway, I'm gonna go through all the cupboards. I'm gonna clean this thing up. Oh my God. Cowboy hat. This looks like one of those little fake cowboy hats that these dudes wear at those country western concerts. Drive me crazy. They buy hats like this. They spend like $150 on a hat just like this. So this is another giveaway. If anybody's looking for one of these for, there we go. Put a little shape in it. Looks a little better. Perfect. We're gonna get to cleaning. I'm gonna go in here and tear all this out and clean it up and see where we're at and then start fixing shit. The plan is to put this on the back of the Power Wagon. So this is the Dirt Devil. These were a big deal back in the day. It's not that old, it's probably from the 90s, but if all this shit works, I'm gonna vacuum this thing out real quick with it. See what happens. I'm gonna spiff it up with my Dirt Devil. It's quite a mighty vacuum cleaner for such a small little camper. This is good for like a 3,500 square foot house. So we'll see how it goes. This Zero Breeze is actually pretty easy to move around. It's light, it's not heavy. Right now, I'm just simply just putting it in here because it's 100 degrees outside here in Vegas today. I put it in the window. I got it blown in here to keep it cool while I'm working on it. This is an old vintage Wolverine camper. We're trying to fix it up because this will probably be going to SEMA this year on the back of my Power Wagon. Somewhat of a light restoration job, fixing the floor. We're gonna clean it up in here, leave it vintage. This is nice. I can feel it right now. I'm standing in here and I'll bet if I close all the windows in here and I walk away and come back in 10 minutes, this thing will be nice and cold. I mean, nothing better than having some air conditioning in something like this. This actual Wolverine did not come with an AC unit. This is gonna really do very well if I go to some of my vintage car races. It's pretty nice. I can already feel it cooling it down in here. I just want to give a shout out to Zero Breeze. I think this is a neat little unit. It's great for, especially if you're camping or you got something like this going on. You plug it in and it works. It's pretty simple. I do approve of this machine. Cool. I started looking up the numbers on this Wolverine. It is a 1970, which is perfect for the era that I'm trying to work with. My truck technically is a 67, but I've put a 70 hood and grill on it, so it's all right in that era. So this camper is perfect for the era of what I'm looking for. I wasn't really sure. I got looking at it and realized that it is a 1970, which is great. So it's a 52-year-old camper. And of course we've got, we've got all kinds of rot going on under here from probably moisture. And this side over here, the propane tank sat in here. And when you're driving down the road, your tires are right in here, and it's probably throwing water. And this camper I know was used for deer hunting. So, because I know the guy that owned it. So I'm sure that him and his kids and his family, they used it for deer hunting. So I think it probably flew water up in here and it started to rot over the years, and that big heavy propane tank sitting in here started to sag it out. So the propane tank's out, and then on this side over here, this is the bathroom area. Same thing. It was a point of water rot and weight. So the toilet sat on this side, and then people coming in and out of it, just the weight started crushing it down. The wood in here is kind of rotten and broke. But what we're doing right now is we're rebuilding the whole underneath of this thing and going to structure this. So when we set the camper back down on it, it'll push all this back up in. Then we're going to go inside and build inside of here and probably make it stronger than it was when it was first built. When they built these things, I don't think they planned on them living to be 50 years old. Most people that have these crush them up and throw them away. On this side over here is where the bathroom was inside of here. And it's the same thing. Water was getting thrown up in here. It would sit, and then it would probably freeze, and then it would thaw out. And over time, with all the insulation and the aluminum over it, it probably didn't really have a good chance to breathe. And I mean, considering the fact that this camper's probably been in Southern Nevada its whole life, it's not that bad. It is a little rotten, and the reason why it's rotten, I think, is from the water going down the road and just, sitting over time. And the heaviness, the toilet on this side, propane tank on this side, over the years, it would probably rain and get it a little wetter, and then it would just start sagging. But we're putting together a structure that's gonna go under it, a new subfloor that'll actually hold everything up. It'll make it stronger than it probably was ever before. Because I plan on using it. If this thing works out good, I'm gonna use this thing and try to have some fun with it. But if you come in here real quick, I'll show you what the bottom looks like. So this is gonna be the underneath of that. So I'm gonna pick that camper up and literally sit, this would be right here is where the propane tank sat. And this is where the bathroom sat right here. Ran a little I-beam across the back right here to just for sure keep that thing from ever moving again. And so this is the whole back half. These will tie in to all the underneath of the camper. So all this will be tied in, that'll support it, and this will be stronger than ever. So we're at the point right now where I got to figure out how to get this camper up, get it under there, and get my forks out of there all at the same time. So that'll be the next challenge, but I'm about ready to put this thing in and start tightening it up right now.